What did you want to be?
It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Who are you? And what do you want?
You should be the hero in your own story. You should see yourself conquering, the dramatic action of whatever you're trying to do.
I'm your host, Tinum Tapati, and welcome to the SOS Podcast. Mcklvy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, brother. You've been an artist for 1 year, an independent rapper, and your music has amassed over 6.6K streams, over 200 hours, and you've got over 3K listeners in over 50 countries, bro. That is amazing. That is amazing in just a year.
I'm honored that you did the research before, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'm getting a bit big-headed because you searched that up, and I'm feeling very nice about myself right now. So
you've got every right. You've got every right to be, man. Like in 2020, in the midst of a pandemic, you put in the work, and you're just watching the seed that you plan to grow into something so beautiful enough that it captured my attention. I love your music. And, my favorite track, I think I told you this before, but for the sake of the listeners, my favorite track was Lonely. Actually, still is, come to think about it. Lonely is still definitely my favorite track.
Yeah, it's a song that I think I put most of my effort into, and it comes from the heart. It's funny because it took me so long to complete that, and people keep on telling me that's the best song on the EP. I'm just there like, wow, did you listen to everything else? But that's okay. But they made me appreciate it more. Yeah. Yeah.
You feel different. You feel like some of the song is better, at least to you, and not Lonely.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes music has this weird thing because you can think that something is the best, and then it's funny, something that you didn't think would get as much hype will get the most hype. And it was Lonely. I actually felt uncomfortable about Lonely. I was like, should I really put that out there?
Why?
But
why
then, what was that?
Yeah, why did you feel a bit uncomfortable dropping Lonely?
Because I felt like one thing that is a common thing in rap music is usually when you are making music about women, it's about you messing them over, like you basically being the dog, and being like she belongs to the streets and all that, it's
she's related to pavement.
But then it's like, oh, this guy got messed over. I'm trying to be as PG as possible. I'm actually trying to reduce the amount of swear words.
Yeah,
I think the EP had enough.
Yeah, I think the EP had enough, and I mean, let's not slip up, or Spotify is gonna censor this podcast, so take it down. I don't know. we don't want to get taken down. That is crazy. So yeah, again, we're not disparaging women. We're not talking negative about women, but as I understand, this song is about you getting messed over. Oh man, like it's so hard to say to your language. Okay, basically the song is about you being screwed over. I think that's okay. That's acceptable, right? Spotify, yeah.
I said
no, but I'm also because screwed over is also. I was wondering because it's also a swear word, not really, you know, it's borderline. So I wasn't sure. I don't know, but you know. So anyway, back to this. Basically, the song is about you getting screwed over by some girl
Mhm.
who is, you know, a girl for the roundabout. She's related to pavement. Basically, she's for the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
So was
Yeah.
is it a true story? Was this girl related? Was she for the streets?
One thing that I always want to make sure that I do is I don't want to, speak badly upon anyone. But I would say that this is the type of person that you don't want to bump into because
Mm,
they sort of drained you of the good that you had left, which is fine. Sometimes you bump into a lot of the wrong people that might not appreciate you and put you in a weird spot. I wouldn't say she belonged to the streets, but I would say that we were on different
mm,
wavelengths, and at times people have different ideas and mindsets
mm,
at a particular time. And for me, it's like I have matured a lot faster, a
mm.
lot faster,
No,
because I've needed I've yeah
I
I've taken care
definitely.
of myself since 17. So
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
I think I've kind of aged a bit. I think I was born in the wrong generation. I feel a bit older than I am.
Oh my
Um,
God, the internet is gonna kill you for that one. Kelvy insults this generation. Man, the internet can't forgive me. Don't you know this, bro? The internet takes no prisoners.
oh
And
my
while we're on that note, again, listeners, dear listeners, whoever is listening to this podcast, this is pure banter, okay? I don't know this girl, and we're not even gonna name drop. It's just banter. But now, I guess, based on what you said, basically, banter aside, you guys were just at two different spots in your life, two different places in your life at the time
yeah,
when you guys crossed
yeah. I would
paths.
I would say there's many things which I would not necessarily say are right, but I think it's also a matter of being in a certain position because we all go through a certain phase.
Mm-hmm,
Um, it's funny because I think that we all encounter people in our lives that are very very good for us, but we take for granted. It's a common thing. There's always that one person, you're like, oh, I
mm-hmm,
wish I was mature at that specific point in time.
mm. Right
Um,
person, wrong time.
exactly. And I bumped to my girlfriend now. I'm grateful that she she came now, not like in the past, because she feels
Yeah.
like the best thing that's ever happened to me in the relationship department.
Mm-hmm,
Um, but yeah, sometimes I feel like humans are just attracted to dangerous things, and they normally just overlook things because we like a sense of danger. There's a book that I read, uh, written by Robert Greene. It's called The Art of Seduction.
ah,
Uh, yeah, it's
good
a
book.
ponderous read.
I've,
It
I've,
is.
I've, I've browsed through it, but I haven't actually given it time. But I've heard that it's actually a really good book. But yeah.
It's quite brilliant, and it explains basically the mindset of females, males as well, and a certain uh, amount of danger and not feeling secure. It sort of attracts people, you know. So sometimes when you're the nice guy, depending on the person you engage with, you tend to be overlooked. And
Mm,
it's also a matter of life stages, as I said before. So like I have nothing against her.
mm,
I have nothing against her.
mm.
But
Uh,
yes, but she helped me
yeah,
make nice music, so I appreciate it.
yeah, man. She was the propellant. She was the catalyst. She was the accelerant, I suppose. And You said something there about when somebody thinks that you're too nice, they tend to, cast you to the side, or they don't pay that much attention to you. And I just want to use this opportunity to plug some superhero reference, So basically, um, what was this? What was this? Um, oh my God, I'm forgetting it. Oh yeah, I got it. I got it. So, girls be walking past Clark Kent. No, 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 no. Girls be wanting Superman when they walk past Clark Kent every day. Nobody wants Clark Kent. Nobody wants the guy, the nice guy. Everyone wants Superman, which is crazy because I feel like people really need to take the time to know somebody. Kindness is something that's been given a bad rap in society today, and it shouldn't be the case. Kindness is actually it's the true form of winning. Kindness is definitely winning. Being a good person matters. Being polite matters. Being gentle matters. I guess what we need to try, kind of balance is being that and not being a pushover. Just don't let people walk all over you like a doormat. So I think it's just finding that balance at the end of the day. I really believe it's about finding that balance.
It's almost like this seesaw type of vibe. You're fighting with your conscience and the nice you and the bad you. I've developed this thing where I'm more of I focus more on who I am offering kindness. I have certain levels, strangers, I allow myself the courtesy that a normal person should have when you're speaking to a stranger or somebody you don't know, that respect. And then with people who I interact with on a daily, I have a certain limit. I also have boundaries. There's certain things which I do not allow people to say to me, which is new for me because I had trouble speaking out. I more just took stuff on the chin. So I feel like the music kind of helped me in a way because it allowed me to express myself and it became me. I'm one of the people that really concentrates on speech in general. I'm not a fan of a loose lip. It's more of just like you need to say what you mean. You have to articulate yourself and really think about what you may say that might offend somebody. Not so much of a PC culture. I mean, the world is so sensitive now. Very. I mean, anything gets you in a very weird position. But yeah.
You have to tread carefully on the internet, because everyone's getting triggered, And I'm not taking away their right to get triggered, but hey, it's let them be there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
Just let people be.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that music was kind of that one thing that helped you, stand up for yourself more, which is really inspiring and it's really powerful. And without even realizing it, dude, you're probably changing people's lives with this music. Yeah, it really is inspiring. And now I guess everyone listening in is curious just as much as I am to know your origin story. And before you tell it to us, dude, I was on your Spotify, and your bio stood out to me, bro. Like your bio is amazing. I won't read all of it. It's actually not that long, but I'm actually just gonna read the part that I like. And you said, I'm never declining a chance to be inspiring. I was like, woo! Mic drop. I'll never
Man, I
decline a chance
appreciate
to
it.
be inspiring. And I'm like, if I hit this dude up to ask him to be on the podcast, I'm like, yo, dude, remember, on your bio page, don't decline a chance to be inspiring.
I'm being called out.
Personal, but like literally blackmailing you to be on the show. But yeah, that was interesting, and I found that so powerful, genuinely, bro. And yeah, your origin story. What is Mcklvy's origin story? The music,
Right.
everything. When did it start? We can start with the
All
music.
right.
I guess most people know you for music. I discovered you through music. So
I feel you.
yeah, what's the origin story, bro?
Okay. Well, music was with me from the start in terms of just like having an ear for it. I've always been obsessed with music. I am a music nerd. I
Mhm.
notice the smallest of things, and I think I took music a little bit seriously when I started making beats back in primary school. I think it was grade 7.
Mhm.
I got Fruity Loops on my PC, and no,
In
no, no,
seventh
it
grade,
was
bro.
no. Sorry. My timeline is messed up.
Uh-huh. That's
That was no, it was 8th grade, I think. 8th grade? Or was it
man.
ninth grade? I'm not
You
sure.
started
I got
early.
a Yeah, pretty early, but I was kind of lost because I was trying to be a DJ. I was
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
was
It's still
making
it's
EDM
still in.
beats.
Crazy. That's pretty cool. So you started out with EDM.
Uh, which is, I mean, like I could share you a link after the show, let you listen.
Yeah.
Um, but it allowed me to understand that music is way more than just lyrics and just 808s. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I got quite serious and in 8th grade at the end of the year because there was this huge event and my teacher was looking for some people to sing. Her name is Miss Young. Well, not really my teacher. She was teaching me guitar, but I was a horrible student, so I still can't play guitar. But I can sing. That's fine.
Well, so at
Anyway,
least I guess for now we can just say that it's a skill yet to be mastered by you. So
yeah,
ain't no rush.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But yeah. So she was looking for some people to audition. Um, it was stupid because like, what was this? Like, okay, my friend kind of is just like, you should sing. Like, let's go for this thing. I'm like, no, like, I don't wanna do this. I can't sing. Like, no, you can for sure sing. I'm actually forgetting who pushed me. That's why I'm saying this is stupid. I'm forgetting the exact person, which I feel so terrible about because I think it
Because
was
it's
like a lot of
so
people just
instrumental.
like, let's go and do this.
Okay. So I
Was
guess
that?
it was a whole bunch of people that are like, let's go, and it's hard to
Yeah.
pinpoint the person who first said it, I guess.
Yeah, so let's go. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. And we're doing this thing, and we were singing what's the song? Um Lean on Me. The other one, Lean on Me. What is
Mm.
it? When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll be carry on.
Lean
That one.
Yeah, okay.
And then I had like a certain part. I was singing the part about if there's a load, da 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 da, forgetting the lyrics there. But I basically sang my part and she was amazed. Like she was like round eyed and she was like, yo, you got a voice on you. Um and I was like, thank you. Thank you. And everyone finished up and she's like, you know what? You what you should do is you should sing by yourself. We should get you to do one song by yourself because I'm in love with your voice. Let's do that. And I'm like, well, Miss Young, like I'm not really a singer. She's like, come on, you can do it. So then she gets these old CDs and we're choosing a song. And we chose Tracy Chapman. Sorry, I think it was. I don't know the title, but I just know the lyrics. Yeah,
Mhm.
so we did that. I I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why I did it, but like, cause I was so confused. I was jumping from EDM to like, I can rap, I was confused. And then now I'm gonna be a pop star or whatever. I'm gonna do something different, So anyway, I do it. I have my teachers almost in tears. They're feeling it, they're like, damn, this kid killed this,
Wow. So
so getting
you
all
knocked
these hugs and it's just,
wow.
was that?
I'm like you actually knocked it out of the park. It's amazing.
It's which was weird for me, I was just like, wow, all these people are this guy, that all that adornment and everything. I was like, what? This is crazy. Because I was never really the cool kid, like I was like the lazy smart kid. That was basically me.
Put no effort. You passed, but you could definitely push your limits and top the class if you wanted to.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. So yeah, that got me the attention of a few girls that I liked.
mm,
Um,
man, you're living
and what was that?
you're living the dream, man.
Yeah, I was living the dream, but I made the wrong girl feel some type of way. She
Mm,
walked up to me. I forgot her name, but she was like the
right?
hottest girl in school, man. Like, well, okay, I remember her name, but I'm not gonna name drop because I don't want.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. But like, she
Yeah.
was like the hottest girl in school, and she was like, "Can you sing for me?" And it was like all these people are like behind it, shit. So like, oh, I swore, damn it. Yeah,
That's okay.
okay. Um, and I was nervous. I sang for her. People even clapped in the background. It was weird. It felt like one of those movies, like, okay, it's a musical now. That's okay. And it's
Mm.
long story short, I guess I made the wrong girl feel nice, and um, a few people decided to make my singing a joke. So they started a rumor that I sang badly at prize giving, and they would mock me with a weird tone of voice. So basically, the main part of the song is "Sorry is all that you can say." So they would be like, "Sorry is all that you can say," that kind of thing. Like
Uh,
sorry. So like it was a single word, sorry. So sorry
so every time you
became
entered the building, I guess it was,
yes.
yeah.
That was like the dagger to my heart. Every single time I would make a mistake in class, sorry, everything. Like,
Man.
and everybody was in on it. It got so big, it was viral. And basically every single person, little kids, you know, second graders were screaming sorry when they saw me. So
Mm.
I felt like my life was over. When you're young, you're like, oh, my life is over. I'm a loser. I tried to commit suicide, and I failed because I'm not really good at killing myself. Evidence shows.
I still here.
um,
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad.
So
If there's anything that I'm happy that you feel that, I'm glad it's that, dude, because I cannot imagine the space, the world, your fans, like just without you, man, you've become such an inspiration here on this planet. And it doesn't matter on what scale, but you are moving lives. So yeah, I'm glad you failed, dude. The only time I'm happy my friends failed is when they failed to take their own lives, and you use that to transform yourself into the person you are now, which is a win in my book.
mad love for you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm glad I failed as well. But that was kind of the nail in my coffin. I stopped singing. That was like I failed, and I think my dad found out. I forgot. We had a talk,
Mm.
and then yeah, it got messy.
Uh,
I just stopped making music,
and
and
after that point, like that was, I assume that was your lowest point.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
lowest.
Mm.
But it was also a chance for me to
Mhm.
stand up for myself. I took that time period to fight back.
Mm.
Um,
Who
I was
helped you?
always.
I'm
Was that?
curious. Who helped you like get over that mentally and emotionally at that time?
I think it was a lot of it was self-driven,
Mm.
which is scary to say. You know, I kind of gathered my bearings and I realized that I had an advantage over the people that were making fun of me. One advantage I've always had, sorry, I have always had. I'm about to say my advantage and I've already used the wrong grammar. But
Nah, don't worry.
um, I've always been able to express myself in English better than the people around me.
Mm.
So I always had this wit, this razor sharp wit that my parents kind of endowed upon me. I because they crammed all this knowledge and all this vocabulary into me. So I didn't sound like the average
Mm.
high school kid. I sounded like a kid that basically crammed the dictionary. That was
You
me,
you
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 know.
know that
So
you knew the entire dictionary cover to cover.
not exactly, but I
Probably
probably would have.
the whole the whole V section of the dictionary. Every word that starts with V. You right? Do you know that movie V for Vendetta? Every sentence
Viva
that guy,
Vendetta.
yeah, every sentence that guy said started with a V, and every word in that sentence, yeah, basically started with a V. It was crazy. So that was you in high school, bro.
Man, you make you so. I'm Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I mean like I was obsessed with English because yeah, my mom was a retired English teacher. Yeah, so it just became a part of us. So yeah, I fought back. I managed to maneuver my way around it and people actually respected me for standing up for myself. So eventually I reached a very mild stage where it's like I'm not too hot, you know, I'm not the hot ticket. Like I'm not the popular guy, but at the same time I'm not the loser. So I managed to find this stable ground.
Mm.
Um,
But man, I
yes.
mean,
So
you know, it's a lighthearted conversation. We're cracking jokes, but dude, I just want to take the moment to thank you for, you know, being so vulnerable and
mm,
open with myself and the audience that's going to be listening to this. That takes a tremendous amount of courage, and I respect you and I appreciate you so much for that, man. So just thank you for sharing.
no doubt, man. I mean,
Mm,
any way that I can reach
mm,
out to people, tell my story, and if it can help them, then I'm completely comfortable with being a bit vulnerable.
mm.
Um,
The origins
so
of Kel. You know, as you're telling me your story and as I'm listening to it, it's just so inspiring because um, part of the reason, like, I started this podcast because of my late best friend, you know, and I felt like
mm,
people everywhere need to find a way to turn their trauma into something powerful. And
yeah,
it's exactly what you did, bro. You're at that you're at that point in your life where you know, everything seemed bleak. Everyone was against you. Literally, the world turned its back on you. And, you know,
mm,
it's at that point where your power started to manifest. In fact, they didn't manifest then. You always had it. It's just that you started coming into it more. And,
mm,
you know, you realize that this is actually a talent. You know, so in a way, although the events were bad. You know, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, but it has
yeah.
made you the person you are today, and that is incredible. And I think your story is also uh, similar to Kid Cudi. I don't know if you know, if you listen to Cudi, but
Yeah, I
Cudi
know
is also
Kid Cudi. Yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists, and he's had those moments. And Cuddy's music is just so powerful, and I've drawn inspiration from it. Even for this podcast, some of the beats that I use are inspired by Cuddy. The lyrics, the songs, and one song that I love a lot is Immortal. And in the opening line, he says, I try to tell my friends that when I was a kid, I tried to tell my friends that I had powers and nobody wanted to believe me, that's exactly your story, bro. Like you had these powers when you were a kid and nobody just wanted to believe you. And then once you got to that point, you started realizing it for yourself. And it's powerful because you've transformed lives. Literally, someone listening to your story is going to listen to your music and they're going to come up to you and say, yo, Andy, Mcklvy. First of all, they'll probably say, yeah. That's 4 times. I'm sorry, I had to say that before you. Yeah. And they're going to say, dude, you saved me from committing suicide. Mcklvy, you saved my life. And that's a powerful thing, man. And again, just thank you for sharing. Some powerful stuff, bro. Powerful stuff. So the next question is, I guess the audience is wondering why I just, in the middle of what I was saying, I just started, singing, yeah. For those who don't know, I don't know what it's called in music, where an artist has their signature phrase or sound. Mcklvy, help me out here. Does it have a name?
Yeah, it's got like a variety of names, but basically you can call it an ad lib.
An ad lib, okay, yeah. And yours is yeah. And then at the end of it, after you say it, you say, yeah, that's 4 times. I'm like, what? That is ridiculous. Where did that come from? Because everyone has an ad lib. I know. Who's this rapper, man? French Montana. And then Rick Rose is Mcklvy is yeah. It's just so catchy. How did you come up with that? I'm curious.
It's funny because even the way I've said it, yeah. When I was starting out with the whole rapping thing, I had this problem where I could not recite lyrics for myself. And I needed something before, because I viewed, like, I was studying rap music. I took like so much time into studying other rappers, and you need to stir the pot. Like, you need to warm up with something. So like I noticed, some people will be there smoking a cigar, or they'll be like, yeah, or they'll be, like they'll do something before they begin. So the beat was lagging. I don't know why. Like when you wait for the beat to drop, like you're like, okay, when that 808 hits, I'm gonna start. So it was just there and there. And I used to use this application called Rap Fame. Because I was like, I'm not gonna release anything until I can at least make a decent song just recording it on my phone. So it started, it's like the beat is not dropping. So I'm just like, yeah. Like, cause I'm like, what should I do? I should do something before it starts. It's like, yeah. I'm like, wait, hold up. So, I was like, this is actually pretty cool. And my producer, he's actually the guy who found me. Like, he's the one who pushed me to do this stuff, like to actually take it seriously. He was just like, man, like we need ad libs, like your music is a bit like, it's dope, but it's a bit dry, you know what I'm saying? Like we need something, Migos has got the pow and everything, like
it's that secret sauce.
We need that. I'm like,
Mcklvy, it needs some secret sauce.
Yeah. I was like, no, that's not my thing, bro. He's just like, but you need, he's like, okay, he's like, just let it come naturally. So then we start the song, and I think it was, I don't know which, I think it was Shanghai Nights. That's the first song I really. Is it Shanghai Nights? My mind is sketchy, but yeah. I just started off, and I was just like, yeah, 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 yeah. You know, Kel.
That was,
And then,
that sounds so good. That's so great.
so it stuck, and the rest is history.
So it was like a eureka moment, and it was at that moment that Mcklvy knew that he had found his ad lib. Dude, I should definitely narrate your life story. Like we should have like a
Bro.
little animation, and like a lightning bolt as Mcklvy was waiting for the beat to drop. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it was at that moment he knew the ad lib had found him.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. What's funny about it is there's different ways to say it depending on how I'm feeling. So, which is hilarious. You know,
It's not always constant. It depends on how you're feeling. Oh, what type of song lyrics you're about to spit. It always depends on the emotion.
exactly. I can
Oh,
sing it.
So give us an example. Like I'm curious. Give me two different yeahs. I don't give. And that's a bad way to put it. Give us two different versions of your ad libs and tell us the meaning behind each one.
Okay.
What different?
For example, when I'm freestyling, there's that sense of like you gotta eat that beat. Like you have to have that aggression. Like you're like, oh, I'm the best, and I don't know why, but like I'm a cocky little shit sometimes. So most of my freestyles are basically about saying, oh, you see, you make me too comfortable.
I'm kidding. I said that because I like as soon as you said that, I thought of Captain America. He always hated his like language. Anyway, never mind that. Continue, bro.
Yeah. So yeah. So freestyle, it's more aggressive. I would just be like, yeah, 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 yeah. And it's like the more aggressive type of thing. It's like it starts.
So that is the aggressive the aggressive one. Okay.
Yeah. And then if I'm serenading it, like I made a song about my girlfriend. I think it was Drive Me Crazy. That's actually my most streamed song. Which is
How about you?
I found the formula.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
I found the formula. But yeah, I can just sing it. It's like yeah, 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 yeah. Just like randomly, like it depends. But I usually make it like a melodical sort of thing. If it's romantic, if it's a hard track, I put in that oomph.
Okay.
If I'm featuring it, it's also different. It just depends. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. That's.
What's your thought process before you spit your bars? But I think that also obviously depends on the type of song, right? I guess so. It's always different, or is it?
Yeah, I would say that it depends. I have two things that I would say it depends on, or two things that I would say determine the whole thing. The first one is if I'm featuring. If I'm featuring, I need to sort of embody the song. I'd probably listen to the artist's lyrics and I'd ask him, what is this about? But if it's on my own, I make music to beats. I put a beat on. I mumble a couple of things, and my phone is basically my notepad. I don't write, I type. So my old phone is actually full. It was like an old like an 8 GB phone, and I have no songs in there.
Dude,
that
is crazy.
Writing.
I think you're the only friend that I have that has managed to fill 8 GB of memory just with notes. That is insane. That is crazy, man.
It's
Your, your
crazy, bro.
your thought process and the bars, man. That's something right there. I mean,
I
yeah.
what is that? No,
Go
no, no, I
ahead.
interrupted you.
Now I'm like, most people don't even write 8 gigs worth of essays.
Why are you taking shots?
No, like I'm just trying to
Oh
say,
my.
people, I like some people just write like a notebook worth of stories or notes or essays. I'm probably also talking about myself because I need to actually get into the habit of writing frequently. But you manage to fill 8 gig on your phone. I don't know how many notebooks that is, but that's a lot. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's a lot.
Mm.
It's crazy. I'm still in disbelief sometimes. I'm just like, dog. Yeah, so um that's my Bible. You know that well, I shouldn't say that. That sounds like I sound like a Christian, but like
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Ladies and gentlemen,
basically what
this
I
is
would
just
do.
in. Mcklvy was struck by lightning after that interview.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
type. I type. It
Mm.
takes me as soon as I understand the vibe or I listen to the beat enough, I can just do it on the spot. I would say that I love to embody a beat.
Mhm.
It's easier when I just put it on. Usually I need to have a conducive environment, but I'm a pretty disorganized guy, I can be honest. Like things are in the
Uh,
wrong place.
bro, disorganized people, raise your hands. That's the two of us because, as far as I'm concerned, this interview, this conversation, our discussion is just all over the place. But that's what makes it unique, bro.
You see? So yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it
Typing,
goes.
finished, and messy room.
Mm.
Those are the requirements.
Nah, that's insane, bro. I think I also want to ask you about your recent project. I think the title of this track was No Filter, and it sounds good. It sounds good. And why don't you tell the listeners why that song? Why did you? What is it? What was the inspiration behind Filter? Or was it No
Uh,
Filter? Sorry, yeah.
that's a good question. Actually, filters is I'm just featuring on it, but it's kind of become like this movement because I'm a part of this. I would call it a label because we basically stick together,
Uh,
and
that's how labels.
his name is Darwin. Yeah, it's like a label that's not signed and doesn't have money, but we're getting there.
This is this is this is your origin story. This is the journey of becoming.
There we go. But
Uh,
I mean, we're rich in talent.
So, the inspiration of this song came from the need of wanting to empower women in today's society. Joker reference. I feel that we don't empower our women enough. Most of the stuff which empowers women is on the lines of sexual liberty. It doesn't include generally feeling beautiful about yourself. It's usually through the bashing of others, whether it be, somebody saying, F that nigga, you have your own money, which is terrific. I'm all about women independence. But I feel like we miss the whole point in terms of allowing women to remember how beautiful they are. Just generally that they are beautiful. Because a lot of people miss that phrase every day. Just being reminded that no matter your shape, your size, your body figure, you are beautiful. So we made this song to allow these women that feel like they are not beautiful to remember that they are beautiful. And for my verse, my inspiration came from my girlfriend, because she's a masterpiece. So I basically put the lines which I thought embodied her into my verse. And I enjoyed writing this because it felt like a little love note to her. And this is a love note as a whole to every single woman that needs to be reminded about how beautiful they are.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It really, really means a lot. And I appreciate it so much. And if you love the episode, please like, comment, tell us what you loved about it. We'd really love to interact with you guys more. Comment, slide into the DMs if you have to. And lastly, guys, before I go, please like and follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Superhero Origin Stories. And remember, I believe you've got superhero level talent within you for something. Go out there, continue being the most heroic version of yourself, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.